Hi Yogi, I'm Bri, and welcome to the Alo Yoga 7 Days of Gratitude Challenge, where we use yoga to come together and create the space to focus on gratitude. Make sure to follow the Alo Yoga YouTube channel so that you can join us for all 7 days and leave your comments below. Let's get started with this first video where we will focus on grounding. So we're going to get started standing at the top of your mat. Take your feet hips distance, and take your hands by your side. And close your eyes. We're on our feet all day, but the wonderful thing about standing in Tadasana mountain pose is that you get to really focus on the beautiful qualities of your feet, on the grounding qualities of your feet. So with any action, there's always an opposite action. So even though we're going to ground, I want you to lift. So lift your toes and spread them. Now you feel your inner arches lift, and you can actually feel the four corners of your feet even more. Root down through all four corners of your feet. Lift your quads, firm your outer hips in. Lift the navel and take a deep inhalation as you open your heart. Keep your heart open as you exhale, draw your navel in. With your eyes closed, take a couple of rounds of Ujjayi breath. And within this time right here, on your mat, think of 3 things that you're grateful for. They can be as simple as your feet for holding you up, for allowing you to go all of the places that you go to day in and day out. Or even as deep as gratitude for your family, your loved ones. Today, I'm grateful for the opportunity to guide you through your yoga practice. Take a deep inhalation with me. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And open your eyes. Inhale, sweep your arms out to come up. Gaze up as the palms touch, lift the heart, and exhale, forward fold all the way down. Take your fingertips underneath your shoulders, inhale to a flat back, and this is a good opportunity for those of you who are a little bit tighter in the back body to put a little bend in your knees. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana, grabbing a hold of opposite elbows. And coming back to that foundation, grounding down through all 4 corners of your feet, but lifting the toes and the inner arches. Find some tone in the quadriceps to protect the hamstrings and lift your navel. And then just begin to sway from side to side. Whenever I think about what I'm grateful for in my yoga practice, this pose comes up every time because I could finish a practice with it or start a practice with it, because it's just one of those poses that really balances your body out from your daily habits. Come to stillness at center. Take a deep inhalation. Try to lift your sits bones up a little bit higher. Sigh it out. Now inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step back into plank position. Grounding isn't just about, physically, isn't just about your feet. In yoga, a lot of that grounding comes from your hands because we're on our hands quite a lot. So make sure that you're really in touch with what your hands are doing. Hands are shoulders distance. Just pretend you're in tabletop. Index fingers forward is a nice open place for the shoulders. Now engage your muscles by squeezing the hands into the midline, but spreading the shoulder blades wide. That protraction of the shoulder blades will make your plank stronger. Draw the navel in. You're like, when is she gonna stop talking? Be grateful that we're only here for 5 more seconds. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Draw the glutes in. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. I love starting with a little bit of plank. It really fires up that heat from inside. In your down dog, make sure to grip with the fingertips. Keep firming the forearms in, spreading the shoulder blades wide. Lift the ribs and the navel, and then press the outer hips back. If you're a little bit tighter in the back body, put a little bend in the knees, and it's okay if the heels don't touch the ground. Now come back to your breathing. that Ujjayi breath is what really separates the yoga practice from any other movement modality, and it helps you get much more present in your mind and body. And when you're present, that's when you're able to focus on things like gratitude. We'll take one slow vinyasa together, really allowing the breath to guide your movement. Inhale, shift forward into plank. If you need to modify for chaturanga, put the knees down, shift the shoulders forward. Big exhalation, lower all the way down to your belly for this first one. Make sure that the hands are underneath the elbows, untuck your toes, and push down through the feet to inhale, lift the chest up for cobra. Pull the shoulder tips back, open the heart, inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. We'll take 2 more vinyasas together. Feel free to leave in modifications if you want to continue keeping the knees down or even continue with cobra. Go ahead. I'm going to be doing regular chaturanga and up dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank with me. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Grateful for those strong arms. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. If you need a child's pose, feel free to take it now and at any time in the practice. I'd like to invite you during this practice to really think about your breathing. And when you inhale gratitude, maybe thinking of those 3 things you're grateful for. And when you exhale, letting go of the things that just don't serve you. One more breath cycle. Inhaling gratitude. Exhaling any negative things. Bring your feet together. Inhale, look forward towards your hands. Rise high to your toes. Bend your knees and you can step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up towards standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's get a little more movement into the practice. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, step your left foot back, placing your left knee down onto the ground and your hands onto your right knee. Rise up into Anjaneyasana. Make sure to hug the inner thighs in towards one another and pull your right foot to the back of the mat to lift from the perineum up. Reach the arms up as you inhale, keeping your left toes tucked under, drawing your navel in. Begin to find strength in that front leg, drawing the outer right hip back and into the midline. Then inhale, push down through the ball of your left foot, lift your left knee up off the ground. If you're feeling extra tight, keep a little micro bend in that left knee or begin to press the left heel back and lift your inner left thigh up, straightening your back leg for that crescent pose. Take a deep inhalation here. And as you exhale, lean forward to a 45-degree angle over that right leg, keeping the arms directly above your head and drawing your navel in. Being very grateful for that strong foundation in your legs, begin to step your left foot next to your right for chair pose. Sinking the hips down, moving the shins back so that you find that you're nice and low, getting that toning going on in the glutes that we all want. Then inhale, rise up to the balls of your feet for toe stand. Ooh, I'm starting to shake. Take your gaze forward and come as high as you can onto the balls of your feet. Ground down through the balls of your feet. Stand all the way up. Inhale. And then exhale, heels come down, hands to your heart. Whew. The good news is we have 2 sides. Let's get to the other side. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back. Placing your right knee down behind the line of your right hip. Make sure your left shin's in a nice straight line, taking your hands to your left knee and pressing yourself up into Anjaneyasana.
Inhale, reaching the arms up and finding that isometric action of pulling your left foot to the back of the mat, drawing the lower navel in or the lower belly and the navel in. Just begin to lift the back ribs. Keeping your right toes tucked under, pushing down through that strong foundation of the ball of the foot. Begin to lift your right knee up off the ground. Now, don't worry if you're shaking. I'm shaking too. It's either too much green tea or my muscles are really excited. If you're super tight, you keep that little bend in your right knee, or if you want a little more sensation, push your right heel back and lift that inner right thigh up. Really grounding down through all four corners of that left foot. Inhale fully. And exhale, lean forward into a 45-degree angle, pulling the navel in. Then getting more weight into your left foot, slowly begin to step your right foot next to your left, coming into that chair pose. Now, if you're not quite sure if you're in the right position, look down and make sure you could see the tips of your toes. Move the weight back into your heels so your shins are nice and straight, and then sink the hips a little bit lower. Look forward, finding a focal point. Rise to the balls of your feet. Get as high as you can. This is all about grounding, so we really want to get strength in our feet. Now, they're our foundation. Now, inhale fully instead of standing up. Exhale, lower all the way down to your heels. Whew, thank God. Opening the knees out wide and then leaning forward between the legs for garland pose. Drop your head down. Opening the knees, but still firming the thighs, the inner thighs in towards the side ribs. The crown of the head and arms move forward, but the hips and the heels move back to find that nice length in the muscles that line your spine. If you want a little more, you can wrap your triceps around your shins, grab your heels, and pull the crown of the head down. And then inhale, rising up onto your hands. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders, lifting your butt up, squeezing the elbows in and working your kneecaps high up on the triceps. Now, from moving from the grounding down of the feet to the grounding down of the hands. Grip with the fingertips, lean weight forward until there's more weight in the hands than the feet, and then see what it's like to lift one foot up, really pointing the toes, pulling your heels to your butt. If you can do one foot at a time, do that. If you can do both, lift up, protract the shoulder blades, inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose, breathing in those 3 things that you're grateful for. And then sigh everything else out. Again, if you need a child's pose at any time, feel free to take it. Try to find some gratitude for these moments on your mat. I know how hard it can be to find time to dedicate to yourself, so great job for being on your mat with me right now. Now, a great way to really focus on grounding is to kind of knock yourself off balance a little bit, and you can really begin to find how strong you really are. So that's what we're going to do next. Bring your feet together. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Don't open it, so keep your hips squared, firm the inner thighs in towards one another. Draw the navel in and see if you can come up onto the left fingertips. Really begin to push down through the right fingertips, and can you take that left hand next to your left hip? Finding a bit of that counterbalance. If you want a little more, you can start to shift your right shoulder over your right wrist, coming into that one-legged, one-arm plank. Maybe even reach your left arm forward. You got this. Then can you pull your right knee into your chest? If you need to put your left hand down, do so. If not, you can step your right foot all the way forward. Whew, that one was hard. Spin your left heel down, line it up heel to heel, and inhale, rise up, warrior one. Now, although warrior one can be quite a challenging pose, I'm really thankful for it right now because that last thing we did was quite challenging, more challenging than this. Push firmly through the outer edge of your left foot, roll the inner left thigh back, lift the low belly. Bend deeply into your right knee, as deep as you can and as deep as it is comfortable. Take a deep inhalation here, lift the heart up, and exhale, sweep your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, press your palms together. Now, I believe that gratitude is all about finding the beauty in those small things. And in order to see those small things, you need to slow down and give yourself the opportunity to. So right now, I'm super grateful for my hands behind my back, and I'm sure you are too, especially as we get into this next transition. So inhale, lift your heart up nice and high. And exhale, lean forward into a 45-degree angle. Keep squeezing the palms together, reaching the knuckles back behind you. Find that grounding action through all four corners of that right foot. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Pull the navel in and begin to come into warrior three. See, now I know you're grateful for your hands behind your back, otherwise it'd be forward. Straighten your right leg, draw the outer right hip back and into the midline. Point the left toes, roll the inner left thigh up. Lift the chest, pull the navel in. Inhale and exhale, bend your left knee, release your hands, stand tall on your right leg, pull your left knee into your chest. Now, grounding to me means anything that's on the ground, that foundation of yours, you're really, really mindful, right? So without looking at it, can you feel that your right toes point forward, that your right leg is straight, that you're rooting down through all four corners of that right foot? Take your right hand to your right hip. Grab your left big toe with the peace sign fingers and extend the left leg. You got it. If it's not possible, you can keep the left knee bent. Now, keeping that focal point out in front of you, take your left leg out towards the left, looking for B position. Still grounding down through that right foot. If you want a little more, right arm to the right, look towards those right fingertips. Great job. Take your right arm up, left leg back to center, left arm up as well. Pull the left knee into the chest, lean forward back to that warrior three. Arms forward this time, bend your right knee and step your left foot back, spinning the heel down, heel to arch, windmill up into warrior two. Bending deeply into that right knee, getting your right thigh parallel to the mat, drawing the ribs in, gazing over your right fingertips, you're a strong warrior. Inhale, exhale, lean forward over that right leg, take your right fingertips on the mat and step up into Ardha Chandrasana. You got it. Last or second to last pose on this side. I know the right foot is burning. Draw that outer right hip back and into the midline. Flex your left foot. Expand your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, standing splits. Ooh, I feel that right arch. Grab your right ankle with your right hand. Lift your left leg up high. Pull your forehead in. Inhale to a flat back. From here, you can always step it back through the vinyasa or join me on some fun handstand hops. Hands underneath the shoulders, arms straight, gaze between the wrists, come to the ball of the right foot, bend the right knee, jump off the ground a few times. Now moving that grounding action to your hands. Grip with the fingertips. Maybe you find that handstand, maybe not. You can step back through the vinyasa and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Great job. Take a deep inhalation. Breathe in those three things you're grateful for. Sigh out the rest. Now let's even it out. Bring your feet together. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Keep the hips squared, engage the toes. Squeeze the inner thighs together, draw your navel in. This time, come up onto your right fingertips. You can always stay here, or take your right fingertips back towards the right hip. If you want a little more, start to shift your shoulder over your left wrist, pulling the belly in, maybe reaching the right arm forward. That right hand can come down at any time. Whoop. Maybe you're struggling like I am. Step your left foot forward. Spin the right heel down, line it up heel to heel, and inhale, rise up into warrior one. Draw your inner right thigh back behind you. Square your hips. Find that strong foundation. Now for some gratitude. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands behind your back. This is going to feel good. Press the palms together. Open the front of the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, lean forward over your left thigh. Pulling the navel into the spine, come onto the ball of your right foot, and then rise up into a variation of warrior three. Press that left inner thigh back to straighten the leg. Draw the outer left hip back and into the midline. Lift the shoulders, engage the toes on the right foot. Inhale and exhale, pull your right knee into your chest. Stand tall. Find a focal point out in front of you. Now, when your mind really connects deeply with your body is when you don't have to use your sight. So try to feel like your left toes point forward, that you're rooting down through all four corners of the foot, lifting the arch, and your left leg is straight. Left hand to your left hip. Right peace sign fingers around the right big toe. Extend the leg if that's possible. Take a deep breath as you open the shoulders. Keep gazing out in front of you and begin to take your right leg out towards the right into B position. If you want a little more, your left hand out to the left. Slowly take that adventurous gaze out towards the left. Then gazing forward, bringing your left arm up and your right leg out in front of you. Take both arms up, bend your right knee into your chest, and lean forward as the right leg goes back into that full Dekasana Warrior 3. Bend your left knee, spin the right heel down, and rise up into your Warrior 2. Finding that heel to arch alignment, bending deeply into your left knee. We're not going to be here too long, so go for that parallel position with the thigh parallel to the mat. Smile the collarbones, maybe even a smile on the face. Inhale, leaning forward, taking your left fingertips down and standing tall into your Ardha Chandrasana. Balancing on that left foot once again, the right arm goes up. Flex your right foot, draw the ribs and the navel in. Inhale, expand the right shoulder. Exhale, right fingertips come down. Square your hips by rolling the right inner thigh up towards the sky. Grab your left ankle with your left hand and pull your forehead in, opening that left hamstring. Then inhale to a flat back. Feel free to take it back through the vinyasa or hop your left foot back a bit, plant your palms flat down, pull the ribs in, gaze between the wrists, and take a few of those fun little handstand hops. Now, remember, it should be fun, so if for any reason it isn't, just skip it. And you can always use the wall. Maybe you find that strong handstand, squeeze the inner thighs together, pull the navel in, and then take it back. Vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Deep inhalation with me here. Child's pose as you sigh it out. Just allow the skin on your forehead to gently crease towards your nose. Relax your jaw. Now, if you came to this practice with any fear, any worry, any distraction, I hope that throughout the movement and the mantras, you were able to find some peace, and your mind is a bit more present, so that you are able to not only think about gratitude, but to actually feel it. It starts very small, being grateful for a child's pose. And from there, gratitude can grow so big that it influences your life in the most positive of ways. So I challenge you today to replace any negative feeling with gratitude throughout your day. And hopefully, that helps your day become a little bit better. Take your fingertips underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift up to seated. Swing your legs out in front of you. And go ahead and lie down. I'm just doing the exact reverse of child's pose, Apanasana. Pull your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug, rocking from side to side on the low back. Gratitude should always start from trying to find something about yourself that you're grateful for. Because when you can see beautiful things about yourself, that's when you can actually practice that towards other people. Taking happy baby pose, grabbing the pinky toe edges of your feet, flexing your feet and pulling your knees down towards the armpits, pressing the sits bones forward. If you want to take it a little further, you can grab the big toes with the peace sign fingers, straighten the legs, and once again, rock from side to side. Hugging your knees back into your chest. Final pose, right knee stays in, left leg stretches forward. You're gonna take a supine twist, bringing the right knee over towards the left. Notice how I shift onto the outside of my left hip. Taking your right arm out towards the right, gluing the right shoulder blade to the mat, and using your left hand to bring the right knee down. Doesn't actually have to touch the ground, but think about finding length in both sides of the torso. What's so beautiful about twisting is that in the twist itself, you're actually slowing down your blood flow, and the detoxification actually happens when you come out of the twist. It increases your blood flow. So inhale back to center. Imagine new blood rushing towards all of your organs. Pull your left knee in, extend your right leg forward, and twist to the other side. Stretching your left arm to the left, gluing the left shoulder blade down, lengthening both sides of the waist, and then twisting a little bit deeper as the navel draws in. And then inhale, come on back to center. Pull both knees into the chest one more time. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation here, thinking of those 3 things that you're grateful for. And then as you exhale, extend your legs, open your arms, and close your eyes. Shavasana is such a beautiful and integral part of the yoga practice. So please dedicate some time to it. It's perfectly normal for thoughts to dart in and out of the head. It's your mind's job to think, after all. But I invite you to replace distractions with thoughts of gratitude. As a distraction comes to the forefront of your mind, try to replace it with one thing you're grateful for. And if your entire Shavasana is full of gratitude, then you've succeeded. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you on the mat again soon. Namaste.